So we have a lovely topic for you today. Do you see the point? Do you see the point? Do you see the point? We can say it in so many ways, and it can mean so much, so much to any of us. We all take it in a different way, isn't it? So this is going to be really lovely. Our speaker will be exploring this topic with us in great depth. Now, I think most of you know her, but because lots of you are here for the first time and many sisters are joining us from India as well, let me tell you just a little bit about her. It won't be enough, but this is enough to get us started. So Aruna Ladva has been a student and teacher of the BKs for nearly 40 years. As you heard me earlier, she's actually from Kuwait, and her deep spiritual personal experiences from childhood led her to realize her purpose in life by the time she was 14. Wow! Has this ever happened earlier to anyone? Isn't that amazing? Aruna is very fortunate to have the blend of both the East and the West. She was born in Kenya, educated in England, she worked in Canada, and has lived in various other parts of the world and traveled regularly to India. Maybe not so much over the last few months, but generally, yes. And she has helped to establish meditation centers all over the world. She also facilitates retreats and trainings, lots of trainings, and manages various self-development projects. So in November 2014, this is the one I love, Aruna received a Women of Excellence Award. I think so. So you were one of how many? It should be Woman of Excellence. And that's what Aruna got for her contribution to social work. And as a certified negotiator in conflict resolution, Aruna works to promote inner peace and harmony. In her own way, she has become a peace ambassador. Aruna's clear intellect and insight helps to convey spiritual wisdom in a way that is easy and accessible, with a style and language that speaks to everyone. Along with being a successful author, she has began blogging about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and has been writing a weekly blog ever since. Her articles are now being translated into several languages. She's also written so many books, which I will send you the details of when I send off the recording to you. So without more ado, big welcome to everyone. Enjoy, and a very warm Women and Spirituality welcome to Sister Aruna.
Thank you so much. You're always so generous with your welcome and your words. I think after all that, maybe let's just begin with a moment of silence. And in this moment of silence, I would like you, to just reflect on the topic and see what you understand by this sentence or question. Do you see the point? Okay, and I'm sure each one of us will have varying ideas about it, but that's okay. That's why we're here. So just reflect on that for a few moments. Right. So as some of you might have seen the article or the flyer, I said in that what is the point of watching a movie when you know that it's going to end? And what is the point of eating a meal when you know that you're going to get hungry? And another new example is, what is the point of going on holiday, on a vacation, when you know, right, that you're still going to have to come back? So what is the point of doing things when we know that even after doing them, there's going to be an end to that? And the answer is this, and I'm going to keep referring to it. Oh, can you see it the right way? I guess you can't, right?
Yes.
Can you see it the right way?
Yes, yes, we can. Expression and experience. Thank you.
Because sometimes it flips it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to keep referring to this again and again because this is the purpose of life. Why do we do everything that we do? So, yes, I'm giving you the answer and then I'm going to explain myself. So, we do what we do because in the doing of it, we want the experience of it. And experience is what? Experience is emotion, experience is feeling, experience is awareness, experience is understanding, experience is feeling interconnected, feeling belonging. Experience is many, many things. Experience is our perception, it's also our dreams, it's also our ideas, ideology, attitude. Experience is all these things. And so we do what we do because we want the experience of that. And in simple language, people say, oh, we want to change. Like, let's say, for example, vacation. People say they want to go on vacation because it's a change from the usual. What you've always done, it's a change from the usual routine or schedule. And then the change, they say, is as good as a break. So, what are you really saying? What you're saying is, I want to come out of that experience and I want to go into another experience. So, for a few moments, I'd like us to really delve into this area of feeling and emotion. Because the experience is feeling. When we feel good, then we want to stay in that experience for a long time or a longer time. And when we don't feel good, we want to step out of that. And that's where the feeling becomes our barometer in telling us this is good or bad. So technically, you put your finger in the fire, and the feeling is that it is hot, right? And when it's hot, you know that you need to take out your finger from there. So, in the same way, when I'm feeling something inside of me, it's guiding me. My feeling is my guide, actually. Now, we have emotion and we have feeling, right? Looking for something. Okay. So, we have emotion and then we have feeling. So, in emotion, emotion is actually, it comes from the Latin, which means moter, which actually means to move. So when we are in emotion, we are actually propelled to act, to move. This is why emotion is meant to be much more, I don't want to say aggressive, but something like that. It's more an active verb as opposed to feeling, which is more a being word or verb. And so when we say emotion, moter is actually to move, but emotion, when you put the E in front of it, it means to move away. To move away from. So, like for example, I said that when you put your finger in the fire, it's you're being forced to act away from the fire so that you don't get burnt, so you don't get hurt. And feeling, on the other hand, is you can say it's the opposite, where we are in the state of being, where there is stillness, where there is calm. So when you think of love, you can just sit peacefully and feel the love, right? You don't feel like you have to. Maybe the romantic love or the lust kind of love, makes you restless and peaceless, but the pure spiritual love makes you just want to be and be present. In the same way, happiness. When we are actually happy, did you know that when we are actually in a state of happiness, that creates a mood in the mind that inhibits negative thinking. When you're happy, you don't think negative. I mean, this is a fact. So when we are in the feeling experience, which is really where we want to be more and more, that's when we feel good about life. And so why we do what we do is because we want the more feeling experience and we want the less of the emotion experience, right? Because the emotion is actually making us, as I said, peaceless, restless. In our spiritual language, it's actually an emptiness. And we get confused, we don't know what to do, we have doubts, we have worry, fear. And in our teachings recently, it was saying it's like there's a rattling going on in the mind, where the mind is creating a lot of thoughts that are loud. And we want the silence, we want the stillness, we want the peace. So, why we do what we do, is it, I'm asking you now, is it that you want the emotion of it or you want the feeling of it? And I think if you really sit to contemplate why you do what you do, you want the feeling experience. So you can give me some examples in the chat, but let's say, for example, going to work. Why do you go to work? Everybody wants to go to work, or let's say they have to go to work, but they don't want the emotive experience, right? They want the feeling. So you want to be working in a good environment. You want to be working with good people, and you want to be working in a calm, peaceful state. You don't want the other experience, which is stressed, drained, being forced or controlled. No, you want some kind of liberty, you want some kind of freedom. So this is just one example I'm pointing out to you. Okay, work. Let's say maybe you can give me some others and we can go in delve into that. But if you give me examples of why, or let's say what you do, we can go into why you do it. Okay, so let's just take a vacation, as I was saying. Why would one want to go on vacation? Again, think about it. It's not because I want to be stressed out. It's because I want to chill. I want to relax. I want to replenish. Yeah, okay, good. Exercise. Again, we exercise. And again, don't misunderstand it. It doesn't mean that you're not in action. You are in action, but your state of mind is a peaceful state of mind. Right? So, for example, you go to do exercise, but again, your mind is at peace. If you go to do exercise and somebody takes your treadmill or somebody takes your weights or the ones that you want to use, chances are you get stressed and you try to choose another time and you try to avoid that person. So we don't want these experiences, right? We want to avoid these experiences. But how can I avoid these experiences? Yes, walk in the sun, very nice. Yes, adventure. Yes, when I help somebody, very nice. And I feel happy. Yeah, good. Okay, so when I help somebody, what's happening then? I'm actually coming out of my skin and I'm helping other people, which makes me feel good, which is what people say, that when you're feeling down and depressed, then really the best thing you can do is go help another person. Yes. Because when I'm sitting with myself, I am self-absorbed. And what's going to happen is I'm just going to keep going round and round in my issues, my problems. But maybe when I go help another person, I realize that the cross that I am bearing is much smaller than what other people are having to bear. And so this actually takes me out of that. Okay, so let me move into, there was a TED talk that somebody sent me, and it was about this lady, sorry, I forgot her name, but she was saying that instead of trying to be good people, let us try to be better people. And she was saying, in the trying to be good, what is happening is that, well, firstly, she said there's no education that's given to us about what is good and how to be good. But she said, in the trying to be good, we kind of become quite self obsessed and arrogant. And if we can just try to better ourselves, because nobody can really be that good, and everybody's measure of good is different. Like you might smile at me and I'll say, oh, you're good. And somebody else might, help me out and I'll say, oh, they're good. Or somebody, does something else and I'll say, wow, that's wonderful. So there's different measures of what is good, actually. Now, what I want to say is I don't even think it's about being good or about being better. But I think it's about just being in our natural state of these divine qualities. And again, this is the point, right? This is the point. That when somebody is nice to us, we like it. We like it. And when I'm nice to somebody, they like it. And actually, I like myself when I'm nice. It's actually all very simple. But sometimes we have to spell it out like this. So when I am nice to somebody, what am I doing? I'm making them feel that I care about you, that I respect you. Okay, say, for example, you went to buy a coffee in any shop. I won't mention any brands. You go to buy a coffee and then you say to them, oh, can I have some chocolate on top? And if he says, well, it's over there, go do it yourself, how are you going to feel? It's there, it's also with him at the counter, and it's also over there on the stand. But if he puts the chocolate on the cup for you, you're going to feel much nicer, aren't you? So yes, you can go and do it yourself. And yes, it is a fact that it's over there and go do it yourself. It's all like normal. He's not really being rude, but we take it as this is not nice. And so what is our experience? Our experience is not good. I'm not going back to that coffee shop because this is, they make me do the work when I'm paying them to serve me. But maybe that's not their standard. Maybe that's how they serve it to you, and you add all the other toppings. Who knows? But my point is that when I have a good experience, right, then I'm able to share that experience with others, right? There was a saying a few weeks ago that I put in on my Facebook that actually Sister Jayanti had mentioned. I mean, it's common, but she reminded us that hurt people, right? Hurt people, when people are hurt, then they end up hurting other people. So what is the opposite? When I feel good, then I'm going to make you feel good as well. It's like a ripple effect. So back to this experience of, the quality. Let's go back to that. It's not about being good, and it's not about being better, but it's about being ourself. And this is one of those points. Do you see the point? The point is that we just have to go back to being ourselves. And that should be just love. That should be just kindness. That should be just in a very calm, peaceful state. And that's got nothing to do about being good or bad. That just is. It's just our being, our state of being, a natural state of being. See, let me just step aside a minute and explain. See, when I reject a feeling, or let's say, as we are saying now, emotion, okay? Let's say, for example, you get angry. When you get angry, then the body is actually, all parts of you is preparing for attack because you feel that there's been an attack made on you. And so your whole body, right? There's blood in your hand so that you can go grasp a weapon. You start breathing more deeply so you get more oxygen. There's more blood to your your legs so you can start running, and your eyes widen like you're surprised. It's not that we say you're surprised, but it's not surprise. But your eyes are widening to just see, take in all the information so you can make a good judgment. So yes, we call this adrenaline effect. We call this fight or flight response. But let's focus on the anger. So when I'm getting angry, yes, self-defense, yes. So when I'm getting angry, then I am propelled to act. And when I'm getting angry, I'm trying to defend myself. But in spoken language, when I'm getting angry, we don't go get a knife or something. But what's happening is we are preparing to defend from the mind. And so instead of all these, let's say, responses in the body, there's a bunch of responses going on in the mind. And so the mind becomes hyperactive. And I start to think of a number of scenarios of what can I say? How can I say it? How can I respond to that? And in that emotion state, I'm very far from my discrimination. So they say when you are at the height of your anger, then you are at the trough of your discrimination. In other words, there's such a big gap between anger and discrimination. And that's why people commit crime, because in that moment they just cannot think. They're not seeing what this emotion is doing to them. It's like blinding them. Every vice is actually blinding us to perform the right action. That's why the vices are so bad. The vice, when it's at the peak of its vice trait, we're actually the furthest away, right, from our discrimination. So we can't see clearly. And then that's why we end up doing things we don't want to do. So why should I tame my anger, and why should I be at peace? This is the point. Why should I be at peace? Like also yesterday, we had a session with Sister Jayanti, and we were talking about tolerance. Why should I tolerate? See, every time I'm exercising my powers, I'm not doing somebody else a favor. I'm doing myself a favor because I want to stay in my calm and my peace. When I'm tolerating you, it's because I want peace of mind. It's not that I'm trying to make you have a peaceful life. No. Do you see? Let me give you a nice example that I came across just yesterday. So there was a monk, right? So there was this monk, and he decided to go from the monastery and to go meditate in a boat on the lake. And so he rolled out, and so he rowed out to the lake, and he sat to meditate. And these monks normally practice closed eye meditation. So he's sitting there for a few hours in deep silence, and then suddenly another boat hits his boat and then rocks him. And he's still got his eyes closed because he's still trying to hold the moment. But in his mind, he starts to have a bunch of thoughts. He starts to say, oh, how bad of this person. As soon as, I come out of this meditation, I'm really going to have a go at him. And so all these angry thoughts are building up. How dare this person break my peace, my meditation? So when he opens his eyes, what does he find? He finds that it's just an empty boat. And it just so happened to collide with his boat. It was just there in the lake. And this is actually from the, how do you say it? Nick, that Vietnamese Buddhist monk. Nick Takt something Han or something like that. This is his story. And so what he's saying is, every time you get angry, you have to say to yourself that the anger is inside of me. and they are the empty boat. Right? They or it, whatever it is the empty boat. And that just happened to collide with me, and it set off my anger, but the anger is actually inside of me. So what I'm trying to say is when I experience anger, I have to actually sit with the anger. I cannot reject the anger. This is, I think, the mistake we make. By rejecting the anger, what are we saying is, I don't like this part of me. And when I don't like this part of me, I'll always be in misery. And it's not about disliking any part of me, because nobody's perfect yet. But it's about accepting that feeling or emotion, and it's about working through it. So yes, anger is a part of me, but I'm going to transform that energy now. I'm going to transform it to something more productive. See, this is also the difference between understanding and awareness. So I'm aware that I've got angry, but I don't quite understand why I've got angry. And so when I understand that I've got angry because of this, this, and this, that's when again I start to see the point. So if I got angry, why? Because I'm protecting myself, I'm protecting my needs. Why did I get angry? Anytime we get angry, actually, anger is always a secondary emotion. And I'm just using anger as an example, but we can use any example. When I get angry, I'm trying to control something. See, if say me and Madhvi have an appointment with each other, okay? If me and Madhvi have an appointment and Madhvi is late, do I have a right to get angry? Well, I can if I want, but who is it going to hurt? Madhvi has come from her drama and she doesn't care how I feel, right? She's worried about her emotions, her feelings, and then she comes, and then I, like a pressure cooker, burst, pop, blurt, whatever, and I express my anger. So it doesn't really help. Technically, I can get angry, but does it help the soul? No, it doesn't. And all I'm doing when I'm exercising the vices is I'm becoming drained from my energy. This is why I need to understand. This is why the topic today, do you see the point of what's happening? And I'm happy to take some of your examples and work it through with you, okay? But I'm just giving some of the examples from the top of my head. So yes, when I get angry, I realize I'm trying to control something. When I try to control something, I realize I'm actually wanting to control myself and I'm not able to. So it's better to control you because that seems to be the easier option. That seems to be the more comfortable option, is to try and control Madhvi. Because Madhvi, if you were on time, then I wouldn't have this feeling. I wouldn't have this emotion. So you see how you upset me. And you see how this turns into blame then. So this is what we go around doing. We start blaming. Okay, so one thing. I have a lot of things to share with you. Okay, I want to talk just about awareness, and then I want to move to self-responsibility. So yeah, what is awareness? What is awareness? Awareness is heightened consciousness. Okay, let's show you this. Okay, I'm going to show you something. And the first thing you see, okay? That's not very difficult, right? What's the first thing you see? I know you've seen this example before, but we're going to elaborate on this example, right? What do you see? Anybody? White paper. Okay. A pink? I think it's red. Okay. Okay. I know you, as I said, I know you've seen this example before, but I want to talk a bit more about it. Oh, okay. A cherry. Very good. Why is it that we do see this dot? Because that seems to be the most exciting thing on the page, right? Rest of it seems boring, or rest of it doesn't have any action, doesn't have any color, doesn't. I mean, I'm sure if there was another red dot here, you'd be going here, 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 right? Wherever's. So what I'm trying to say is, in life also, we are in awareness of something that attracts us, that attracts our attention. Think about it. You think about it for yourself. What are you most in awareness of? And it will definitely be something that you are, attracted to or interested in or whatever. I mean, it's something that's pulling your mind and intellect. And that's why you are in that awareness. So let's say somebody who's interested in building their body. And so wherever they go, they will only look at people with muscles, or they'll look at on the internet, with things that explain how to bodybuild. They'll look at protein powders. Do you see? We, in our spiritual language, we say, where is it? Where man, dhan, right? Where your mind goes, your body goes, and your wealth goes, right? Man, dhan, and dhan. Wherever your mind goes, your body follows there, and then that's where you put your wealth. So you have to ask yourself, where is your awareness all day? Yes, I just gave you this as an example to show you that we want to see something. I could have just shown you this, right? But again, it doesn't mean much. So in life too, we are drawn to that which has some meaning in our life. Back to this, why do we eat? Because it has some meaning. It means something to us. It does something to us. Again, we are emoted. In other words, we are forced into action. And we love action. We love talking, we love action. Seldom do we love the stillness of being at peace. Right? Here's another thing. And excuse my artwork, but I know it will do the job though. Okay, so this is the globe. This is the universe. Okay? All right. So now if we are to have a higher awareness, okay, a higher awareness. Okay, imagine I didn't show you that, but if I'm to have a higher awareness, a more profound awareness, let's say, trying to look at the depth of what's happening and why it's happening, and there must be a reason, and there is no coincidence, and everything is synergy, then I actually have to go a bit above and beyond. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to show you technically here, so then you can keep it in your mind. So if I'm caught up in this material world, I mean, my mind is constantly caught up in the material world, then I am being trapped by it, actually. Right? And I'll give you an example. So you see outside here, well, you don't, but imagine there's two people that are arguing outside here. Right? This is the material world. There's two people arguing. Okay. Then I transcend. I say to myself, okay, I'm going to go above and beyond. So I just take myself with my mind a little above and beyond, right? Which is the subtle world. Now, from there, maybe I can see that there are two people arguing because I see their actions, but I can't hear anything. So already some part of sensory is switched off. I see, but I don't hear. Then I go up a bit more, further up, out. And now I cannot see, nor I can hear. And then what am I left with? I'm just left with the soul and pure experience of the soul. So here, body, soul, then you can say half, and then just experience of soul. But I'm not asking you to travel anywhere. I'm asking you in your mind to just step away and step out. And this is the paradox, because if you want to see the point, you actually have to zoom out, not zoom in. If you really want to see the point of what's happening, right? Like they say, when you actually step away from the picture, the jigsaw puzzle, then you can see the full picture. And so that's what we are doing. We are stepping away, we're stepping out. And then I see, that's what's going on. And this is not just about space, this is also about time. When we talk of karma philosophy, we wonder why this is happening to this person. But then when we see the bigger picture, we say, oh, okay, he did that, so that's why this is happening. And then again, there is peace. And that's why, right? Why do we need to see the point? Because we want to be at peace. We want to be calm. We want to feel like we are just at one with everything and not in conflict with everything. So self-responsibility, yeah. So when we really want to express and experience the best and the highest, right? Because we know we have to express and experience. So it might as well be the best. Every moment of the day, we are expressing. So right now I'm expressing, and unfortunately I can't see any of you. I feel like I'm talking to myself. But okay, I'm expressing. You see my hands and my face and all this. I'm expressing, and you're at the moment experiencing. If I could see you, I could also be experiencing your reactions. And you might be going, oh, what's she saying? She's crazy, whatever, right? So then I would take that, and then there'd be this toing and froing of expression and experience. But actually, we're doing this all day, every day, wherever we go. Thanks, Mati. So we are doing this all day, every day, wherever we go. And that is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to experience and express. So why don't we express and experience the best? Why don't we take the best of what is there in life? And why don't we give the best of ourselves to what is in front of us? And this takes self-responsibility. See, a lot of the time, what are we doing? What are we saying? But, if you change, if you do this, if you did it differently, then maybe I would have a much more peaceful life. But when I start to see the point, then I start to take responsibility. And I'm not waiting for somebody else to change my life for me. And this is the biggest lesson of the spiritual journey, really, that I need to be responsible for my thoughts, words, and actions. Yeah. I need to be responsible. I cannot say because of you and because of that and because this happened. Because who is controlling your feelings? It's you, right? You are the master of your mind. You are the master of your heart. See, sometimes what happens is we make a decision with the intellect, but the head and the heart are not following each other, right? Sometimes the heart is leading and sometimes the head is leading. But we want to be synchronized with the head and the heart. So we are fully aware that, yes, I have this feeling and therefore I take this decision. And this is being fully self-responsible. If I'm only using one, then I can say, no, it's you. You made me do this, right? Like I have a good feeling, but then I did something else contrary to my feeling, and then I can blame somebody else. But we want to actually have the head and the heart, or we say the intellect, the decision-making faculty, and the heart fully synchronized together. And that is the best state to be in, when we have balanced both, actually. And in that state, it's I would say it's like we are balanced. And I've seen the dadis like this. Dadis are very wise, right? Dadis are our senior sisters, like Sister Jayanti is our senior sister of the Brahma Kumaris. So when you see somebody like that, there's a complete balance of the head and the heart. She doesn't let the heart get the better of her, nor does she become so arrogant of her wisdom. She keeps everything in check. And that's why then that is what we term as a full person, a holistic person. They are in balance. So yes, taking self-responsibility is also the point, right? Not to blame other people, because as soon as I blame, that means I'm not seeing the point. I cannot blame anybody for where I'm at in my life. When I see that, yes, I have somehow attracted this to myself. It's not that I'm a bad person. Again, remember what I said. It's not about being good or bad. Somehow I attracted this lesson to my life, and I need to learn something from that lesson. But I am not learning. I am resisting. And that's why there's the struggle. And because there's the struggle, there is the sadness. But what if I just said, okay, what is this here to teach me? What is this person here to teach me? Right? Like Mike George always says, difficult people are those who do what you don't want them to do and don't do what you want them to do. So who is the difficult person? I'm the difficult person because I'm not changing. I'm making life difficult for myself because I'm not willing to change. I'm not willing to flow. And the reason why I'm not willing to flow is because I'm not valuing myself. When you really value yourself, when you value your time, your breath, your resources, your money, everything, you will really look after it. You will not allow anyone to steal that or rob that from you. You will also not misuse it because you realize this is all very precious. And this is another point that we don't see, is that these are my resources. They're not to be wasted. See, money you can see. Money is monetary, it's in your hands, you can see, and then you can see how you spend it. Or maybe you don't. When you spend the credit card, you don't see that so well. But even when you spend the money, you can see where it's gone. But these subtle energies, like breath, like thoughts, these are such valuable currencies, and we don't look after them. Again, there's another story of the Tata, I think Jahangir Dada Bhai Tata. And I mean, he lived 100 years ago. But there's his story, and his story is that somebody came to him and said, you know what, I keep losing my pen all the time. And so this Tata brother, he said, I tell you what, why don't you go buy yourself an expensive pen? He said, no, if I buy an expensive pen, I will lose that also. So again, Tata said, no, why don't you just try, right? So when he went, he got himself an expensive pen. And after some months, he met this Tata brother. And he asked him, so how are things? And what about your pen? And he said, oh, I don't lose my pen anymore. And he said, why is that? And he said, well, it's too expensive. I can't lose that. So what's the point? So Dada, this Tata brother said, then the problem was not with you, no? The problem was with the pen, the cheap pen. So the fact that he didn't value the pen meant that he could just, throw it here or there, or he didn't care to lose it. But once he started valuing the pen, he started to safeguard it. And isn't this the point in our life when I really take responsibility and I realize that these are my precious, energies, these are my precious qualities, and I need to look after them. Isn't peace priceless? Like, do you not want to hold on to your peace at any cost? Do you not want to hold on to your happiness at any cost? Do you not want to continue to love and respect yourself at any cost? Why should you suffer because of something happening out there? You can at least continue to love and respect yourself, right? So again, back to this. It's the experience and expression of these qualities that the soul is so thirsty for. And when the soul is quenched, and this is, I want us to do a meditation on this soon. So when the soul is absolutely like immersed, merged, enveloped, pervaded by these divine qualities, then the soul is, well, it's flying. It's just so happy and it's just so strong, and it can make the impossible possible, because that's the high state we want to be in, right? We want to be in this state all the time. So even though we are in action, but with our mind, we want to be here somewhere so that we are not being caught up. And so that these things don't drain away our energy. That's the point of life, is to be above and beyond so that we can see the big picture, so that we don't get trapped by it. We weren't sent into this world so that as soon as I see something good, that's it. I stop there. No, I was sent into this world to experience this and this and this and this and this. And okay, and then at the end, to come out as an experienced person, not to get trapped in one thing and then that's it. I'm consumed. Right? So we have to keep this in mind, that what is my purpose in being here? You see, the other thing somebody was commenting to me is they are caught up in the cycle of being in love and falling out of love. So as soon as they're in love with one person, they go find another person. Again, something happens, they go find a third person. So now, are they in love with love, or are they in love with the cycle or the roller coaster of love? And if I'm in love with the cycle, then this is wrong and I'm going to suffer. I'm just causing myself pain. But if I'm in love with love, then let me experience my innate love. Let me experience, right, the love that I have inside of me. If I'm not experiencing that love, then how can I experience it from another person? I can't. If I'm not feeling my own love, think about it. How can I know when you're giving me love? We think this feels like love, but is it love or is it a bargain? So again, what's the point? The point is I need to love myself first. When I love myself, then actually I don't need the love then, because I have enough love here right inside of me. So then I'm not waiting. I'm not saying, oh, okay, now give me some love and then I might be happy. No. And so this is what we are doing in meditation. What are we doing in meditation? We are getting in touch with that inner well of love that is inside of us. If I'm not feeling the love, it means I haven't dug deeper to really draw that love from inside of me. It means I don't value that love that's inside of me. Yes, taking love from God is a whole nother thing. But taking love from God is a whole nother thing. But let me first at least begin to experience self-love. See, when we are empty or lacking, then we feel content, right? When we are in darkness, then we feel the light. Like, for example, when we are hungry, we feel the satisfaction. So in the same way, if I've already experienced one side, let me move in the spectrum to experience the other. Let me make that effort. Let me make that shift. If I'm feeling empty now, let me just sit in meditation and try to feel the fullness. And I will make that shift, because there is the love inside. It's just that I've forgotten. So yeah, what I'm saying is, when I really, get in touch with that true love inside of me. Okay, and then just a couple of more points, and then we do a little meditation. Also, to see the point, what do you need to do? You need to focus, right? Which is going back to this. What did you do? You focused into this, didn't you? You could have focused there. You probably were, but because this, as I said, was the most attractive thing, pulling your attention, you focused in on that. And so what are we doing when we are focusing? When we are focusing, we have to zoom in. And so one of the things that we practice on this spiritual path is we focus seeing the specialities of others. So when I'm looking at somebody, and this is again another fact, when you actually look at somebody, so maybe you're looking at me now, right? So you focus on one place, right? You focus, like I'm looking at myself now. So it's not that you're looking everywhere, but you focus on one place, whether they mostly say it's the eyes, but we try to focus here while we're talking. So when we are looking, you're focusing in one place, and then you get the rest of the picture automatically. Now, what is soul focusing? Soul focusing is when I look at the soul of this person, then I'm zooming in on the speciality of that person. And when I can zoom in on that speciality, then I realize, oh, this soul is special. Because each soul is special. You see? Every soul is special, and every soul comes with their quality. That's what makes each soul so unique. So then I need to focus in on that point, which is their quality. And when I'm focusing on that point, then this is the point of life, right? This is the point of life, that no matter what, I can't forget to see the benefit in this person, this quality, the benefit in the situation. There's got to be a reason behind what is happening. So I don't miss out looking at the positive point. And there has to be. You have to believe that everything is conspiring to help you to become perfect, to become stronger. If this is your attitude in life, then you will take everything in as positive. But if you think everything is against you, then yes, everything will fall apart, because that's your attitude and that's your projection. And so that's what you will create. So just last point on focus. So when you are focusing, just zoom in on that. And in general, I would like to say that I'd like you to focus in on why you are living your life. Why do you exist? What is your purpose? Why are we here? Again, back to this, right? To express our qualities, our divinity, our kindness, and we experience this also. And so, as I take in the goodness, then I project the goodness. But my point is, why are you here to live your life? And even if you go to the bottom of everything, say you want to become a millionaire, say you want to get married, settle down, at the bottom of all of these will be for the experience of some quality, whether it's love, it's respect, it's security, it's whatever. So let us not lose the focus of why we are here and what are we here to experience. It's like going into a mall and you want one thing, but then you get so lost when you see the sales and you see the other shops that you get lost. So we don't want to be lost. We want to be focused because we realize that this is the point. It's a bit like when we go onto the internet and you go for one thing, but then you get lost, right? So, okay, so now let's do a little meditation and let's try to focus on the point. So yeah, everybody sit comfortably. Try not to hold on to anything. So I'd like you to visualize your body, this body that you have. But I'd like you to visualize it as though it's in front of you. And now this body is dissolving. And it's becoming light. So now you see the shape of your body. And in the middle of the forehead, you see that there is a brighter light, a more focused light. So I'd like you to just focus on that light. Okay, so right now it's you giving yourself attention, energy, but also love, respect, kindness, compassion. I'd like you to fully appreciate everything about your life. Just take a moment now to view your life. And maybe there are a few difficult situations, circumstances. But again, just look with your third eye and you will see that there is some point in this, there is some message. Just say to yourself, I'm so grateful for all this learning that the universe is giving to me. Because I, the student, am ready. The teacher is present. If I look at my health, there is a message in that. Just look at your health now. Would you say that you are in perfect health? And whichever part of your body is hurting, there is a message in that. Maybe to slow down, maybe to breathe deeply, maybe to get more sleep and close your eyes. So whatever health condition you have, again, I'd just like you to look at that body you have in front of you, and I'd like you to focus your light on that part of your body. Just healing light. And again, say thank you for the learning. Finally, let's talk about purpose. So just take a moment now to reflect on your purpose. Everything in the world has a purpose. Why am I here? And why am I with these people at this time? What is the point? Ready? We just come back into your being, back to the seminar, fully present. So happy to take questions, if any.
Hi, thank you so much for that. Ooh, yes. Okay, some of you, one of the sisters had my WhatsApp number, so she's written here, but please type your questions in the chat box if you want to ask something. And if you want it to remain anonymous, like you don't want us to mention your name, then please just write anon, okay? Because some sisters like to share with the group. Okay, so I've just had a very upsetting, sisters just sent lots of emojis of crying. And I'll tell you what she said. Sorry, bear with me a second. It's just I've got it in so many different places. Hang on. Okay, so this sister saying, sister, please explain to me what really is the point of life. I have had a really unhappy life. I did not ask to be born. I do not wish to be in this so-called life cycle. Then you said, so my question is, how could I have attracted this experience when I'm not even aware of anything? Sad face.
So yeah, we think we're not aware, but there's many things we think we're not aware of. But there are many things we are also attracting to ourselves subconsciously. But what I want you to understand from this today's talk is, please, nothing is good or bad. It just is. And if I can just see it as a learning experience, okay, maybe you're saying bad means pain, but pain only makes a person stronger. Pain only makes a person wiser. So why don't we hold on to that end of the stick rather than to hold on to why is it happening to me? You know, when I was living in Turkey, there was a couple, Turkish couple, and they had a girl. And at that time, she was 24 years old, and her mental age was about 6, 7. But and they're well off, and they had a lovely house on the Bosphorus. But I remember, and I never forgot, I remember the mother saying that I am so grateful to having this daughter because she has taught me so much. So I want to say that whatever is our burden, whatever is our, as I said, cross that we are bearing, but if I can see through it and see that it's here to make me stronger, and I have to see the point that that's what I need, because that's what I need to become wiser and stronger. And so that's why that experience has come to me. But let us not hold on to the other end of the stick, which is, again, why me, poor me. Take charge of that experience and take charge of that feeling, emotion, whichever. And you will be so thankful that this has happened, because then you'll be, as I said, stronger, and you'll be able to help others through it. And when you do help others, then you really be able to say, yes, I understand. Whereas many of us will just say, I understand with words. But you will have said it through your experience.
Yes, thank you so much. And there's a lovely comment here from one of our sisters here to the sister who asked this question. And just to share with the group, this lovely sister has joined us. This is her second time. And she happened to find us somehow through the internet, and she's joined us. So again, a big welcome. And all I would say to you is stick around. I promise you, you will get so much benefit out of this. So lovely comment for you, and I will read this out. Daksha is saying, this beautiful sister is so pure. Sorry, let's just get that. Oops. She's had a very difficult journey. Look at the rose. It goes through life with thorns until the end and still comes out so beautiful with the fragrance. So I do wish her so much love and good wishes, and really our love and good wishes are with you, all of our love and good wishes. Okay, so you just hang in there. Remember, we are here for you. One question from Nisha. She wants to know, she says, how to feel but not become angry, fearful, frustrated?
Yeah, so see, when we sit in meditation and we feel it, then that emotion doesn't have that power over us. And that's the idea, is to feel that emotion. I think it was Aristotle who said that it's okay to get angry, but to get angry at the right time with the right person for the right reason. In other words, even anger has to be perfected. But no, what I want to say is, when we sit in meditation and we are still inside, and then we objectively look at this emotion, then in that moment, that emotion doesn't have power over us, and we can then begin to have power over it. And it is really like a child that you are cajoling and saying, okay, come to this side, so it's like we're looking at anger and we're saying, okay, Aruna, I know you get angry. Okay, so let's transform that. Why are you getting angry? Let's try to understand. Let's try to be in awareness. Let's see what's going on. And then you try to handle or fill in those gaps of what is going on and what is not going on and what should be going on. And then you try and fill that space with the right energy. And then you realize that each time it gets less and less and less, because now there's more and more and more understanding and awareness.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so we got a couple of anonymous questions. Let me go to the one that came earlier. Again, that's anonymous. So this soul is going through experiences with another soul who continues to come late. And so her thing is, should we still hold on to our self-respect, though, if someone continues to come late and taking me for granted. So I think she wants practical help. The only thing I would say is, sister, you need to really reflect on the word self-respect. Okay, so there are a lot of things here. So I'll let Aruna answer that. But yeah.
So the question is, somebody keeps coming late, and so should I
So
hold on
what?
to my
Yeah,
self-respect?
what she feels is, by sort of saying, maybe stepping away and saying, no, enough is enough, or something like that. So my point was, self-respect. I did write earlier and I said, well, sometimes we have to accept these things, but make sure that they don't invoke any kind of negative feelings like anger, frustration. You keep on judging. And of course, you understand that this is what they're doing. It's not that you are condoning it, but this is their way. So then it's up to you. How do you want to deal with it?
Yes, and also, um, okay, from what she's saying, what you're implying is, if this person is on time, then I'm more in my self-respect, right? That's what she's implying. So this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So
My self-respect should be irrespective of
exactly.
somebody being late or somebody being on time. My self-respect is not hanging on them being on time.
Perfect.
And actually, if I'm in my self-respect, then yes, I will be able to mirror, and they will be able to see that, oh, look, they are not in their self-respect because they are rushing against the clock or not managing their energies or whatever. So you will be a mirror to show them that they could be doing things differently. But self-respect is self-respect. It's valuing yourself. And for that, as I said, I'm not, misusing my energy. So it's not that I have to get mad to teach them a lesson. Everything can be done kindly, politely, softly, gently, as it could be done angrily. So yes, I would say that, and there, and it does happen here. There is this person who's late all the time. But I manage, I make sure I'm using my time in a worthwhile way, and I factor that in. And then, again, depending on my mood, I let it go or I will say something. But what I noticed is they're not improving just because I'm saying. They have to realize themselves the damage that it's creating for them. So sometimes it's a waste of my energy to talk about it. So when I realize that and I have the energy, I just let it go and I continue. But this is something that is happening. But if something happens for the first time, maybe you first or second time, you might like to say something. But when it's repetitive, then you just manage yourself. You manage your time. So then you don't feel that your time is being wasted. So do something with your time so you don't feel they're wasting your time and you feel okay.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So another anonymous question here. If an important person in my life did not accept the truth and stop associating with me, should I try to contact her to resolve things? What do I say?
Yeah, again, I don't know what's the story, but again, your choice. If you feel you want to give it another try, yes, give it another try. And if you feel like you want to let it go, let it go. It's one of those things, right? If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So if you feel you want to give it another go, yes, why not? Maybe that person also wasn't aware the first time, or maybe they didn't understand it the first time, so it's worth giving them a second chance. But obviously, it's in your mind, so it matters. And so, yeah, I would say give it another go.
Excellent. And I think, I know this sister very well, but it's like we have to keep on trying, but then it's your decision. You've got to decide. And there isn't a right way for everybody. The sentence cannot be used for every conversation. So you've got to find your own way of expressing, so long as you're coming out of love and compassion and understanding. And then if it doesn't work, that's okay. It's not the right time. But that doesn't mean you give up. You try again. whenever the time is right. Okay, lovely, lovely comment.
And just to say, like, you have to be at peace. So if you're at peace with saying something and pursuing it, do so. And if you're at peace with not saying anything, then let it go. So at the end, you have to be at peace, right?
That's the key. Absolutely, perfectly said. Well done. Okay, so lovely comments here. Oh, Poonam is saying, life is a garden. If we want to enjoy the flowers, then we have to ignore all weeds. Very poetic, dear. Um, Kate is saying, if only the class would continue for another hour. Ah, yes, I don't think Aruna would like that. But anyway, thank you so much for that. Okay, this is a very sisters and brothers, please, please, if there is a question, don't write a page. You need to write a couple of sentences because it's hard for me to make out whether it's just a comment, you're just sharing, or is it a question? Because this is the time now for questions, okay? There's a question here, and I'm not sure whether. No, I'm going to ask you, how do you direct extra energy that you may have, physical? You've got lots of energy. No, not you, but somebody's got lots of energy. How do they direct it?
Yeah, well, you've got to get energy. Yeah, if you cannot tame it with the mind, then get general. I always say get general, like start doing some gardening or start creating something with your hands or start cooking or start cleaning whatever. Like we have to get general. Sometimes when we cannot control our mind either, I always say it's better to then just start doing something physical with the energy, because if we're trying to sit there trying to manage the mind, it won't work. But as soon as I get into action, I know it's not always what you hear in these meditation classes, but if you really are in a storm of thoughts, then it's better to just get into doing something productive. And really the best thing is gardening, because then you are touching the earth, you are with the earth, you are with nature, you're obviously outside taking oxygen, and it will just give you a different breath of fresh air.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I really, I mean, I totally understand that because I know when I was very new, and like you mentioned, Aruna, thing about when cooking or doing something creative, being with nature is the best. But if you like painting, dabbling in pots, and it's wonderful. Okay, so I think there's sorry, let me just quickly scroll down. Okay. Okay, so Nidhi wants to know, she says, why do we have so many roles to play in a day? Professional, mom, household, chores, and everything. Huh.
Because you chose it. Just see it as I chose. And as soon as you say I chose to do this, then again you're not resisting it, you're not fighting it. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
the whole energy changes. Absolutely.
yeah.
Beautiful.
And be happy with it. Like dance with it. Dance with your professionalism. Dance as a mom. Like dance into these roles.
Mhm.
Dance and out of these roles. I think it's lovely. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, brothers written in, how to deal with people who are not conveying, but always in the convincing mode. Oh, we know them well.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, it's like how much do you want to, stand there and listen to it? So again, sometimes you may have to say you don't have the time for it. But again, like in yesterday's session with Sister Jayanti, ask them, what's the point? What is the point? And even if they're trying to convince you, again, I would say, what's the point? And ask them to zoom in to the point. And then they'll realize that, yeah, well, they're really trying to convince you. So we have to, I think, encourage others to also get to the essence.
Very, very nice. And sorry, just to remind you, because somebody wrote earlier, Sister Jayanti is one of our senior sisters. She's many of you will not know her because you've just joined us and you are very new to Brahma Kumaris. And the class that Sister Aruna was talking about was really for the regular students, okay, yesterday. So bear with us. Lovely. Kiran says a lovely comment. She says, pain helps you to recognize that you need to move your hand away from the fire. Yes. I think I've read the comment by Daksha. Thank you, sister, so much for your beautiful, uplifting and enlightening talk and so brilliantly explained. We hope you'll come back, Shamim saying. Yes, she's usually with us at least twice a year, if not three. So yeah, just keep on checking out your emails. Very nice message. And I think Kavita is saying, thank you so much, Sister Aruna. I really like the terminologies, expressions, and experiences. As you clearly said, we are here to experience everything. However, the experience contains so much feeling and emotions. And many times we get drawn into it and could not differentiate the experiences as good, bad, or neutral. Being a detached observer could be the right way to move forward, I guess. No, dear, no guess. That is the way. Zoom out. Remember this phrase. Just picture Aruna's face. Zoom out, okay? And yes, it will help you. So it's a really amazing topic and so much to churn on. So well done, all of you. Let me just go through. I think I've done everything. Okay, so let me just quickly scroll down. Kirti is saying, thank you so much, Aruna, for helping us and making lots of things so clear. Rani is thanking one of the sisters for sharing her wisdom with her. So this sister is saying, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for beautiful sessions. And she's telling that other sister who's talking about all the different roles, yourself as Mother Durga with loads of hands and hands in all the mother's roles. Now, for the non-Indian sisters who don't know, this is just one of our deity symbols we have, where there's like a goddess sitting there with loads of hands, okay? So don't worry about that. This is just her expression. Yes.
And yeah, also in our teachings today, there was the point that one mother has to support the other mother. So that's great. It's great that you're supporting each other. That's fantastic.
Excellent, excellent. And so Puneet is asking, with love, Sister Madhvi's teaching. Okay, always love Sister Madhvi's. Oh, okay. No, I'm just sharing. I'm your sister and I'm just sharing with you. But so talk on bereavement. You need to write to me separately. Okay, write to me on the Wands email and tell me exactly what you're talking about, so then I can put it on the list. Okay, of our talks. So yes, a big thanks from everyone. One sister saying she loved the analogy with the expensive pen. You know, we should similarly guard our peace, just like that. And so that's well done, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything is beautiful. Right, so on behalf of women and spirituality, I'm going to be formal for a second and say big thank you, Sister Aruna. We really love having you with us. And also all the beautiful souls who joined us from all over. You know, this is a family. And it's wonderful that we are all together and we are so open and honest. We're learning from each other. This is what a family is about. And many of you have written, oh, you've not been in spirituality. You don't know about Brahma Kumaris. Don't worry. This is a very safe place. Whatever you are like, you're very welcome, because we've all been there. We're all there. And this group is very, very supportive. So please rest easy. And if any of you have any issues, do write to Wands. I'm not talking about personal issues. I'm not talking about that, but where you want to share certain things or you've got certain queries or suggestions, write to the Wands email. I've also put my mobile number there. If you want a recording of this, you have to subscribe. These are the GDPR rules. I cannot send any recording out to anyone unless you've subscribed. So you need to write to us. I will send you the links and then you will get your recordings and further information. Okay. So just to let you all know, next week we have Sister Shivani. She'll be joining us from Delhi. This is 13th of July. And again, she's got another very popular topic: destiny, chance, or choice. How often you all ask this question? So remember, if you have taken benefit from this, then please share this info with others, so we can help them as well. Let them join in. And big thank you to Brother Sasha and Rekha, because our brother Anna is away for a week. And so thank you very much for helping us out with IT. And of course, Sister Aruna, what more can I say? Just so lovely to have you. Keep sparkling, keep flying. And just want to know, would you like to end with a very short commentary meditation? Or do you just want to give powerful, soul to soul connection? It's over to you.
Okay, let's just have 2 minutes.
Yes.
So just, as I said, sit comfortably. And yeah, we're going to take this moment to really just appreciate, enjoy, and be in gratitude of. So I just want you to create inside of you this very healthy, positive, powerful energy. So create those thoughts in your mind. I am strong. I can do it. I'm full and abundant. I am possible. And I'd like you to imagine that your whole being is just filled with power. And power means everything that is positive. Back to that body of light. Just visualize that and see that it is full of light. Just as we build the muscles of the body. So here we are building the muscles of the mind. Reminding myself again and again that I'm peace, I'm love, I'm truth, I'm pure, and I'm blissful. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Madhvi and the team.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti. Have a lovely week. We look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Take care and keep sparkling. Om Shanti, everyone. Bye now.